It is 10:30 a.m. on November 14th. This is the Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency supplemental public hearing for the BLSF public hearing. I'm going to read the public hearing notice into the record. Supplemental notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Article 18A of the New York State General Municipal Law will be held by the Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency, the agency, on the 14th day of November 2022 at 10:30 a.m. local time at Town of Brookhaven Town Hall, Industrial Development Agency, 1 Independence Hill, 2nd floor, Farmingville, New York, 11738, in connection with the following matters. BLSF LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, on behalf of itself and or the principals of BLSF LLC and or an entity formed or to be formed on behalf of any of the foregoing, collectively the company, has applied to the agency to enter into a transaction in which the agency will assist in the acquisition of a long-term ground leasehold interest in approximately 30 acres of capped landfill, closed, and part of a larger approximately 525-acre parcel of land at the Brookhaven landfill located at 350 Horse Block Road, Yaphank, New York, the land owned by the Town of Brookhaven, the town, and the development and construction of a solar photovoltaic array facility thereon, the improvements, and the equipping thereof, including but not limited to approximately 16,000 solar photovoltaic panels with the capacity of 540 watts, totaling approximately 8.640 megawatt DC, inverters, transformer stations, steel racking systems, switchgear equipment, and other electrical equipment, collectively the equipment, and together with the land and the improvements, the facility. Which facility will be used by the company to provide solar generated energy to the residents of the town and to feed into the PSEG Long Island grid for the benefit of low and moderate income customers, collectively the project. The facility will be initially owned, operated, and or managed by the company. The agency will acquire a subleasehold interest in the land, a leasehold interest in the improvements, and title to or a leasehold interest in the equipment, and will sublease and lease the facility to the company. The agency contemplates that it will provide financial assistance to the company in the form of exemptions from mortgage recording taxes in connection with the financing or any subsequent refinancing of the facility, exemptions from sales and use taxes, and abatement of real property taxes consistent with the policies of the agency. A representative of the agency will, at the above stated time and place, hear and accept all written comments from all persons with views in favor of or opposed to either the proposed financial assistance to the company or the location or nature of the facility. At the hearing, all persons will have the opportunity to review the application for financial assistance filed by the company with the agency and an analysis of the costs and benefits of the proposed facility. The supplemental notice of public hearing amends the notice of public hearing originally published by the agency on September 12, 2022, and the revision made in this supplemental notice of public hearing is to reflect a change in ownership of the company. As of on or about October 21st, 2022, Coast Energy Dev Co. LLC, a project company owned by Coast Energy LLC, shall be the sole member of the company pursuant to a membership interest purchase agreement. This was dated November 4th, 2022, Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency by Lisa M.G. Mulligan, titled Chief Executive Officer. And we have some people who have joined us to make comment, and I received some other comments also. Let me just get this turned towards you guys. How are you doing? Good morning. Do you want me to change those? No. You're fine. Let me just organize myself a little bit. I'll shift it after, when you're ready to speak. Okay. Okay. You had comment? May I have your card?
Sure.
Thank you. Just please state your name and your affiliation, spell your name for the record, and I'm going to come up with the clock for 3 minutes.
Sure. My name is Antonio Santana, Antonio Santana. I am here representing the South Country Central School District on behalf of the school district and its Board of Education.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
The South Country Central School District is aware of a proposed project, BLSF LLC, to be situated within the district's boundaries. In that regard, we request the Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency consider the potential impact of the project upon the district and its taxpayers and the needs of the school district in its consideration of the request for financial assistance by this for-profit entity. If any benefit to the district, its students, or taxpayers may be achieved through this project, we would request the IDA's assistance in obtaining such a benefit. The Board of Education would welcome the opportunity to discuss any such potential benefit that may accrue to the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to email that to me?
I will.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to make comment?
Are you planning to read the letter that was submitted?
I was.
The whole thing?
3 minutes of it.
So can I want to read what isn't able to be read in 3 minutes by you.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so you want to wait?
sure.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we received some other comments that I am going to read into the record. Okay, so we received two, I believe, comments. The first one that I'm going to read is from Monique Fitzgerald. That's MoniqueFitzgerald. Okay. I ask that the application tax breaks be withdrawn and/or denied by the Brookhaven Industrial Development Association, IDA, for the tax exemption application of Coast Energy Dev Co. LLC. Since we are again meeting to give tax breaks for a project that does not specifically plan to benefit the community proportionately to the disproportionate harm that the North Bellport community has faced for nearly 50 years from the landfill and other polluting factors in the area. I am submitting a similar letter as I did before because all are still true. 1, our school. I am a community member of the South Country Central School District Finance and Facilities Advisory Board. An alum. Both my parents are alums. My son is an alum, and a host of my family members, past and present. I say that to say that the school is near and dear to my heart. Our school is in fiscal crisis right now. We have $1 million deficit that we have asked the community to bear. It is absurd for this Brookhaven IDA body to continue to take taxes from a school in a financial crisis. It's wrong to ask for tax breaks for a community solar project that the school board, the PTA, the Finance and Facilities Advisory Board, and Equity Board, the students and others have not had a chance to have a discussion about. If you continue to take from our school, it needs to be required that our school body has a chance to review all information pertaining to this request for tax breaks. Our school is diverse and services the area of one of the most diverse areas in the county. We cannot allow our governing bodies to continue to use that diversity when filling out for grants and then take from our diverse, struggling school to fund it. Our community. The fence line community of the landfill is overburdened with the mountainous requirements to shoulder the needs of the entire town of Brookhaven without any host considerations. Again, our community is diverse with a large Indigenous, Black, and Latinx community. We have some of the worst health on Long Island, Suffolk County, and New York State, where we have the lowest expectancy on the island, the second highest rates of ER visits for asthma, the top 100 percentile in New York State for COPD, according to the Disadvantaged Communities MAP criteria. At this point, we need remediation. This is for the second solar project at the landfill, and I cannot understand how we have 2 solar projects on this landfill without a plan for remediation. We have an active plume found PFAS in our groundwater. When is the time we reverse these ills? Where is that meeting happening so I can be there? Public engagement. As touched upon already, this is a disadvantaged community, a potential environmental justice impact area that requires meaningful public engagement. A public hearing at 10 a.m. on Friday is not meaningful. Okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. The rest of this letter will be included in the package to the IDA Board of Directors. Now, was this the letter that you wanted to? Okay. Okay, let's see. I have something else in here. Okay, so I received another letter. This one is from Karim Odakan and Abina Asari. That's KerimOdekon and ABENAASARE. Sorry. Okay. Dear Supervisor Romaine, Brookhaven Town Council, IDA CEO Mulligan, and IDA Board. It's dated 11/14/2022. After the news that the agency was informed, quote, the agency was informed that the membership interest in BLSF LLC is being sold to Coast Energy Dev Co. LLC, which is a project company owned by Coast Energy LLC. We continue to ask the Brookhaven Industrial Development Association, IDA, to reject the tax exemption application of this project. All our concerns submitted during the initial BLSF public hearing remain and have not been addressed by the IDA, and we are resubmitting that September letter along with this letter, and that letter will be included in the packet. We fully support large-scale renewable energy projects as a requirement for a just transition away from fossil fuels and to support climate justice. Frontline communities harmed by the Brookhaven landfill's air, water, and soil pollution for the past 50 years should be at the center of any plans for the Brookhaven landfill. Landfill redevelopment and remediation plans should be transparent, participatory, inclusive, collaborative, and community-driven. In September, we wrote requesting the IDA information on the cost of this 30-year tax expenditure to the South Country School District. The CBA states that the cost of this property exemption is zero. This is incorrect. BLSF Coast Energy is a private for-profit corporation leasing town land for a private solar array, which will generate private profit. The September 27, 22 minutes reiterate this with Nixon Peabody's Mr. Weir stating, once you put a commercial project on a town property, it would be subject to taxation. In October, I emailed CEO Mulligan requesting information on the cost of this tax expenditure. My request was denied, and further questions regarding why were ignored. This is not the action of a professional, transparent public agency. See thread below. If BLSF, and this is a series of emails, if BLSF tax exemption cost was ever calculated, could I request that via FOIL, please? That was from Mr. Odakan. My response was no. He wrote back, why not? If there is money to pay the town of Brookhaven a hefty lease payment, there is money for property taxes to support the South Country School District. The IDA hearing notice suggests that this solar array is, quote, for the benefit of low and moderate income customers, but there's no information about income targeted benefits in the feed-in tariff application obtained by FOIL from LIPA, nor is there any information on any income targeted commitments in the IDA application. There's no commitment to train nearby residents for these green jobs. When we reached out to CEO Mulligan regarding income targeted benefits, she cited a June 24th letter to the IDA by BLSF's Mr. Prokopi, noting, quote, the output from the project will be credited to eligible low and moderate income customers who, as a byproduct of the system's operations, do you want to pick up?
Sure.
Okay, so just for the record, will you state and spell your name and your affiliation?
Sure. Jennifer Green, JENNIFERGREENE, name and I'm a resident of South Country School District.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. think you left off by saying, and I'm taking my time to read Karim and Abina's letter because I think the content is important. When we reached out to CEO Mulligan regarding income targeted benefits, she cited a June 24th letter to the IDA by BLSF's Mr. Prokopi. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay. Noting, quote, the output from the project will be credited to eligible low and moderate income customers who, as a byproduct of the system's operation, will receive a discount on their electric bill each month. Prior LIPA FOIL requests regarding ION Energy did not result in any information surrounding income targeted benefits. After receiving CEO Mulligan's note, we re-requested information from LIPA, and in the past month since the FOIL was acknowledged, LIPA has been unable to provide documentation surrounding income targeting. Now that Mr. Prokopi is selling his membership interest in BLSF LLC to Coast Energy DevCo LLC, we request the IDA please outline how the solar benefit will be targeted to low and moderate income customers and how this will be memorialized and enforced. What incomes qualify as low and moderate income to benefit from this solar program? And then I'm going to skip to the final paragraph, which I think is very important. When IDA board members Mr. Pally and Mr. Trotta asked questions about whether there, quote, is any way, unquote, the project could pay school taxes, Ms. Ederesto, is that how to pronounce her name? According to 927 IDA minutes, stated, quote, this particular project, taxing it would be cost prohibitive. It would make this project not viable. And I just want to emphasize that I too support large-scale solar projects, but these concerns remain. She provided no detail why the town of Brookhaven must be kept whole with its lease payments while the South Country School District gets $0 for the next 30 years. The IDA is robbing one taxing jurisdiction of future taxes for 30 years, the South Country Central School District, and paying the town of Brookhaven this balance via lease payments, which are otherwise higher than if the project paid property taxes. Ms. Ederesto appears to steer the IDA board away from negotiating any pilot payments for the South Country School District, yet fails to disclose that by waiving property taxes, the town of Brookhaven is able to negotiate lease payments worth millions over the course of the BLSF lease. My Karim Odakan's October 3rd request to CEO Mulligan for, quote, agreements or contracts which define/govern Ms. Ederesto's relationship to the IDA via FOIL was ignored by the IDA. I was only provided a 122 resolution stating that Ms. Ederesto's agency counsel, as was my October 27th inquiry, asking again if there is a contract governing/outlining Ms. Ederesto's responsibilities. Ms. Ederesto appears to be in violation of the IDA's conflict of interest policy, and I am requesting the IDA formally investigate this potential violation of IDA policy. The South Country School District is a majority economically disadvantaged New York State target district. Recent NYS test scores highlight the discrepancies between district students
That's 3 minutes.
and both Suffolk and New York State scores.
Okay, I'm going to leave this public hearing open for 10 more minutes and see if there's any other comment.
Yeah. Have you seen this in this piece from 2014? Yeah.
Still recording.
Yes. Yes.
What would you like me to do? I'm admiring your thumbs because I haven't.
Well, compared to my daughter of 16, I don't know if I'm close to the skills. Yeah. I'm sure it's not but that's my address.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, maybe. it's not the business of this hearing, and I realize that Ms. Walden may not be able to respond or address this, but I'd like, my questions about like an explainer of how IDA legislation.
I thought I turned it off. I'm sorry, I thought I turned it off.
Okay,
Go
That's
ahead.
the timer.
well,
Not a master of it.
I was wondering, can you point me to an explainer of IDA, like, history and I don't know, the legislation that creates IDAs and I don't know, an explainer like to somebody like me who's not a finance expert or a lawyer to help me understand, like.
Well, let's, the public hearing's almost over.
Okay.
Gonna give it like 5 more minutes or so, just in case anybody joins.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
It is 11:59 on November, I'm sorry, it is 10:59 on November 14th, 2022. This is the supplemental public hearing for the BLSF public hearing. Hearing no additional comments or participation, I am going to close this public hearing.